Singaporeans, good morning. People's Voice is in Kelantan Road this morning. We have come to visit the vendors who used to be at Sungei Road Market and who were ejected in 2017 by the authorities. For the last three and a half years, they have had to spread themselves all over Singapore to try and make a living. And as you know, the ambience at Sungei Road was amazing. It was a hive of activity where tourists, Singaporeans would come together to hunt for the things that they loved. All right, they were second-hand goods, but there was a meaning to it. They were turfed out in 2017, and we went and had a look at the site earlier on. It has been boarded up, but there has been no development. Yeah. Now it doesn't take a lot of time to clear people like the vendors if you really want to clear them quickly. And why was there a need back in 2017 to clear them out with such haste? Now many of them have since had great difficulties in making a living. And thank goodness we had a kind-hearted person by the name of Raymond Khoo, who earlier this year thought about the problem. He had been approached by vendors who asked him for help, and he has rented these two shop houses in Kelantan Road to help these vendors out. And at least now they have a place where they can try and make a living. Business is not as good as what it used to be in Sungei Road, but at least it is a beginning, and we wish them all the best. And People's Voice has come down today to speak to them about their situation. We are happy to see that they are trying to make a comeback. And I have had a very happy time hunting for items. And I just want to show you a few items that I have bought from them. And first of all, I want to show you this chess clock. Now, I have not seen a chess clock for a very long time. All right? It used to be a faithful companion of mine because I was an avid chess player. In school, I ran into problems because I was playing chess at the back of the classroom all the time. I wanted to become a grandmaster, Singapore's first grandmaster. Never quite made it, but it was because, my mother and objected to it. And but it's amazing. And what's even more amazing is that I see that there's a sticker here from Hwa Chong Junior College, where, I once attended. Who knows? I was on the chess team of Hwa Chong. I may once have used this chess clock myself. And to make acquaintance with it some 40 years later is, quite amazing, isn't it? And the second thing I have bought is this little statuette of a dragon. I was born in 1964, the year of the dragon. And I think this is significant to me. And, it will find pride of place in my home or in my office. And finally, I found this very charming framed up assortment of shipping items, shipping knots, For the first 17 years of my professional career as a lawyer, I was a shipping lawyer. And so these things are very familiar to me, and I hope to put this up in my office. But ladies and gentlemen, why we have come down to Kelantan Road today, and we are going to go to Waterloo Street after this, is to highlight the plight of small businesses and vendors. We are living in a society now run by a PAP government that insists on charges all the time. All right? So in Waterloo Street, from next year onwards, they want to charge the vendors there, I believe, $48.50 for rental space, when previously it had been free. And they use the euphemism of some street enhancement project. That is total rubbish. You don't have to charge if you really want to enhance something. Why does an enhancement project always have to come with the charging of more fees and more levies? And let's not forget, we are in brutal economic times. COVID has wiped out so many small businesses and shops as we know it. And what's the point? Why do we want a city that is sterile, that only has modern malls, you know, and you troop through and all the shops are the same? You have the big chains. Every major city, every world-class city, whether you go to London, whether you go to Paris, you have the little quirks around the city, like you go to Carnaby Street in London, or you go up north to Camden Lock where the flea market is. It adds to the color of the city, it adds to the flavor and the spice of life. And we need that for the good of our own soul, our cultural identity. And foreign tourists, when they come, they're interested in the history of our nation. They don't want to look at malls all the time. You go to any city in the world today, you can see malls. All right? So this is something that People's Voice vehemently objects to. People's Voice has always been for Singapore businesses. And as you know, in the last few months, we have been promoting Singapore business. I think we must be proud of buying Singapore products. I still recall the first time I went to Australia in the mid-90s. They were having a Buy Australia promotion, and Australians were proud of buying things Australian. And I think we must have the same pride in promoting Singapore products. And you know, it has become so ridiculous. Everything you do, there is something to be charged. And I learned to my shock and horror yesterday in Choa Chu Kang, the RC were even charging residents $1 to be able to meet with Gan Kim Yong. Can you believe it? To speak about their community. I mean, this is a total absurdity and a disgrace and an affront to democracy. Yeah? If I want to speak to an MP, it should be totally free. In fact, the MP should be happy that I want to speak to him because his job is dependent on me, the voter, and the resident. Why do I have to even pay $1, even let alone, you know, I should not even have to pay 10 cents to see the MP. All right? So I hope PV will be heavily engaged in a movement that will bring more compassion, more empathy to our society, and to help small businesses and vendors like what we find here today make a living and survive comfortably. And my friends, we have come now to the other unit of this Sungei Road Green Hub. All right, the new one, and it's quite amazing, quite an amazing collection. And I have just found a vinyl record of Art Garfunkel, one of my favorite singers. And you know, it's historic, really. It's difficult to find one of these days, but you know, you can find a lot of historical stuff here. For example, the very best of Connie Francis, you know, another great from the past. So I urge all of you to come and visit these places and get acquainted again with the history of our... Thank you. Thank you.